Yo, JBlanked here. We're going over how to use the FlipperHTTP apps. We're going over all 7 apps. So let's hop into it. So first things first, you need a Wi-Fi dev board or another ESP32 or a Raspberry Pi Pico W, or you can also use a Raspberry Pi Zero 2W. But let's hop right into it. So you need to make sure you are flashed. This is the first time I'm using this ESP32, so I'm going to go and do a quick flash. Now I'm using an ESP32 cam, and I modified a little boot button, so I don't need to go all the way through the bootloader steps. But if this is your first time flashing, make sure to go through the guide for whichever device that you are using. There is a guide for each of those. I'm doing the cam. I just need to go into bootloader mode by holding this button, and I'm in. And now I'm going to choose the files for the cam, bootloader, and partitions, and then firmware A, cam, firmware A, and let's do it fast. Okay, and there we go. Board is good to go. Now what I'm going to do is just unplug it and plug her back in. Alright, let's hop right into it. I have my ESP cam set up. So the first app we're going to go into is Flip Wi-Fi. And this is the FlipperHTTP companion app. It is used to scan for Wi-Fi networks nearby, and you can save those and utilize them in all of the FlipperHTTP apps. So we'll start out by hitting scan, and I'm going to blur out the ones that are not mine. So there's my first one, JBlanked, and there is the second one, but there is a lot more, but these are all blurred for you. So you go and click on the network that you want, and then you're going to right click, add, and then from here you will type in your Wi-Fi password. Okay, and then if we hit back and under saved APs, you should see your network there. So there it is, JBlank, and if you click on it, your password will show. Have mine blurred out, and then if you hit the OK button, which is set, all FlipperHTTP apps will now use the selected networks. Now all of the apps will use your network that you have selected. So now we're going to hit back and back and back. And now we're on to the next app. So I guess we'll work our way up. So let's go to Flip Weather. Now this app is very, very straightforward. You can get weather and GPS information. So we'll start with the GPS, and of course I will go and blur out the sensitive information. So we don't need to go into the settings. You can see that my network is already saved here, so I'm already good to go. But we'll try out the GPS first. Go. And then now we'll go and try out the weather. Click on weather, load your IP, then it'll go and fetch the weather for your location. So it shows you the temp, and it shows you on the time, and it's not raining right now. So okay, and that's pretty much it for Flip Weather. Now let's go right to the next app. We are in Flip Trader, which is also pretty straightforward, and just like before, our Wi-Fi is already saved, so we are good to go. Now we'll click on assets, and we can click on any of these, and it will go and fetch the price of any of these assets. So let's choose a random one here, GBP NZD, and there we go. And we can go and choose, I know crypto is really trending right now. I know I skipped those, but let's go all the way back up to Bitcoin. Where's Bitcoin at right now? Almost 92K. Yeah, Bitcoin is on a streak. Okay, yeah, that is the Flip Trader app. So we got 3 apps down. Now we will go into Flip Store. And for this demonstration, I'm going to go and delete some apps just so you can see that you actually can download apps and firmware. So let's go and just choose a random game. Oh, you know what? The pinball game is on the store and I have not downloaded it yet. So this would be a perfect opportunity. You see there's no pinball. It'd be here. Yeah, no pinball. So we're going to go and download that using Flip Store. Go back to GPIO. All the way down to Flip Store. And here we go. Now in this app, like I was saying, you can download apps and you can also download firmware for your Wi-Fi dev board. And again, our network is already saved, so we're good to go. We'll go and click Browse. And then from these choices, we will start out just by downloading an app, and then we will download a firmware. Now, downloading the firmware takes about 5 minutes or so, maybe less. I am closer to my Wi-Fi, so it might be faster, but the apps only take a few seconds. Okay, so we're going to go into games. Remember, we want to download pinball. Pinball is brand new. Goes from the bottom and go all the way up. And here we go, pinball. Click on it, pinball game, and you will right click to install. Downloading app, please wait. This cam is so bright, it's flashing in my eye right now. Okay, there we go. The flash is in the back and back. Okay, now we're gonna go right and click on pinball, and then we'll go back and we can download a firmware. So into games, pinball should be towards the bottom, so I went down first. And there we go, it worked. And let this thing load up. And here we go, we can play. Now I have not tried out the app. I'm probably gonna be pretty buns, and you have to turn it this way, so basic, because I'm basic. Alright, here we go. Okay, how do I play? Oh, I see. Okay, I got this. I'm not gonna be that bad. Oh, got it. Oh, okay, I lost. Alright, that's it. This is not a pinball tutorial. But yeah, you see, we downloaded that using Flip Store. And we can also do the same thing with firmware. Now I do have some of them installed, but we will go and download and go to Flip Store. Here we go. Store. Back to browse. Firmwares. Let's see. I know for sure I have these two for the dev board. So let's do Marauder. Are you sure you want to download this firmware? Right click for yes. Download file 1, it should be quick. Boom, now we're downloading the second file, it should be quick. Now we're downloading the third file. This one's almost a megabyte. And the way that it's downloading, like we obviously can't just download a whole megabyte at a time, so we're doing it in chunks. So that's the reason why it might take a little bit longer for the bigger files. And this one's about a megabyte. So I'm estimating, actually, I said 5 minutes, but I think it's about 2 minutes. And this cam is extremely bright. Flashlight is extremely bright. But let's let this download. Oh, in the meantime, I will address some bugs that people commonly have. A lot of it has to deal with memory. And just make sure you're using the latest version. I think a lot of users who are having this issue, they're on the earlier versions. And if you are using the release versions of some of the custom firmwares, they don't have the updated versions. You'll have to be like on, I think it's the development branch, as in that's the branch that constantly gets changed, so you will always have those updates. But you can always go and download it from the lab.flipper. And here we go, we are done. So we'll go ahead back, and we can go and check if the file is there. Now we can go into the ESP Flasher app, or we can go and hit down on the main menu and then apps data, ESP Flasher, Marauder. Here we go. These are the files that we just downloaded. Okay, I made a small edit. We're back into Flip Store. We need to go and download the latest version of Flip Social from the catalog. The version that I have on my Flipper is in development. It's version 0.7. We need to get version 0.6.3. We'll download this from the store. Okay, there we go. And now I'll go over the latest version from the store. There we go. Now we're in Flip Social. Okay, so let me go and sign out. So the good news is our network is saved again, so we're still good to go. From here, we can either log in if you already have an account, or you can register. Now, if you're going to register, all you need is a username and a password. It can definitely be random. That's literally the only two things that you need, and then you go and click register and you are good to go. But since I already have an account, I'm just going to hit log in. I already have my password saved, and I just click log in, and we're in. Okay, so now let's go through the different options. We have the Explorer, we have the feed. You can post to the feed. You have your DMs, your profile, your settings, and then you can sign out. So let's go through the Explorer. If you click on Explorer, it pulls up a list of users currently. In the future, it will have a lot more details to each user. And if you click on them like the banana, if you right click, you can add them as a friend. And if you left click, you can remove them as a friend. Cool, so that's the Explorer. Now we can go to the feed. Now the feed currently has 40 different posts, and you can navigate through the feed by clicking left and right, and you can also use up and down. So if you use up or if you use left, it'll go to the previous, and if you click right or if you click down, it'll go to the next. And then the other cool thing is you can flip a post, which is almost like liking a post, but this is our own version. Of course, we are on a FlipperZero, so why not call it flips? And if you click OK, you will flip the post, and then you can unflip by clicking it again. Okay, so far, and we've actually grown pretty quick. Earlier today, we just hit 300 registrations. All right, let's go right into posting. It seemed like I had an error. That is okay. It is being worked on as we speak. So let's go into Flip Social again. Now we're going to go and post. Go back into Flip Social, go to post. Now, currently, you can either click on a pre-saved message and then go right into posting, or you can add a pre-saved message. Now, I know a lot of people don't like to type on the D-pad, and that is fine. You can go into your Flipper. You need to plug it into a computer, and you can go and change this. Here, actually, let's do it right now. Here, SD card. We need to go into apps data, and then go to what app are we on? Flip Social, and then you won't see all these files in 0.6.3. You go and click download on the pre-saved text. I'll just save it here to my desktop. Let's give it a new name. Actually, no, we need to save it exactly as it is. Okay, and then we go to The desktop. I just saved it here. Is it not here? Is it my downloads? Let's search for it. Be saved. Better yet, this is silly. Let's instead go back and download it to a specific folder. New Flipper create. Okay, here we go. To the desktop. And here we are. Now, if we open this, we can zoom in. Each message is separated by a new line, so we can add and type in whatever we wanted up to 100 characters. So I usually say welcome new members with a smiley face. Yo, I hope everyone had a great day. And I'll say like morning all. Yo, what's up? Okay, there we go. That's kind of all I need for now. I'll go and add more. And then you can go and drag this file back into here. Let's try that one more time. It's because I'm recording at the same time, so my computer is just a little bit buggy. Okay, so here we are. I went and restarted my computer. My Q Flipper was acting a little bit buggy. We should be good to go now. So let's go back to post. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You can just click on add pre-save and then type in your message. Like we'll say we lit. And then go and hit save. And then if we click on that message, if we right click, we can hit, if we click the right button, we can post it. If we click the left button, we can delete it, and there it's gone. And then we can post any of this one, like this, welcome a new message. Click the right button, it will post the message and return you to the feed. Welcome new members. Do that. Okay, there we go. In the future, yeah, so clean the app. Hello everyone, we have some French people in here. And the cool thing, we just hit 300 members, was it yesterday morning? Alright, great, now on to the messages. Now I've already messaged a few people. I'm not going to expose our conversations, but you can either, did I message myself one time? I guess I did. Did this crash? Wow, it actually worked. So I guess you can message yourself, but you will click on a person that you've messaged before if you have already, and then you can go and click create and type yourself a message. I wonder if this will work. Can you really message yourself? Yeah, it didn't crash. We'll click on JBlanked again. Wow, and there it is. Now, if you haven't messaged anyone, that is okay. Just go and click on new message. And then it's the exact same process. We don't have to go through all of that. And now, lastly, we have the profile. You have your username, which obviously you can't change. You can click to change your password. Just click it. Or if you click on friends, it'll pull up a list of friends. And if you click on any of them, you can remove, I don't know why it says add. I'll fix that before 0.7 is released, but you can remove them as your friend. And that is it. That is Flip Social. I'm sorry for that Q Flipper bug earlier. Okay, now let's go right into the next app, which is Flip Library. And then we will finish with Web Crawler. So Flip Library, shout out to my guy Derek for his help on this. And just like the other apps, our SSID and everything is already loaded. Our Wi-Fi is set. We are good to go. And a quick note about that. The dev board firmware, or the firmware for your board, automatically remembers your Wi-Fi, so you don't have to keep going back and forth and changing it. Once you set it one time, the board is going to remember that and use it, even if you don't go and set it in the app. Okay, so we'll start with random fact and then we'll work our way down. So there are random cats, facts, dog facts, quotes, and randoms. We'll start with cats. Click on cats, receiving process. It says, a blue-eyed white cats are often prone to deafness. Okay, and we can find the one about a dog. All dogs are identical in anatomy, with 321 bones and 42 permanent teeth. Quote, I try more and more to be myself, caring relatively little whether people approve or disapprove. I wonder who that was from. Maybe it'd be helpful to say who it was from. Random fact, the longest word comprised of one row on the keyboard is typewriter. Okay. We have this Wikipedia, and I'm very sure this is just like a short description. Let's type in like hippo just for this. I was gonna type in, let's just not do that. Type in hippo, it'll return the first description from Wikipedia. So this says a large semi-aquatic mammal native to sub-Saharan Africa. And then the dictionary, I guess, let's see what about a hippo. A large semi-aquatic herbivorous African mammal. Oh, yeah, and this is Flip Library. Again, shout out to my guy Derek for his help on this app. Okay, now the very last app we have is a web crawler, and this was actually the first of the FlipperHTTP Apps, version 0.8 now. Now in the settings, there are a little bit more settings than the other apps. So there is the Wi-Fi. You can go and change that if you need be. But again, we are already set from using Flip Wi-Fi. Now what we're going to change is the file and the request. So let's start with the request and then we'll go into the file. So with the request, you can click on path, and this is the URL that you want to navigate to. So and this one I was just testing a 1 megabyte download to the Flipper, kind of like how we did with the dev board firmware earlier. And then you can go through the different methods. There is get, post, put, delete, and you can download. You can also type in your headers, and you can type in your payload. Now for this basic example, I have been downloading files. Now the biggest file we got to download was 437 megabytes. It was going for the 1 gigabyte, but it messed up along the way. So the most it was able to download was 430 megabytes or 470 megabytes. It is on the web crawler GitHub. Actually, we need to go to the web crawler GitHub, so let's go there because we're going to find a link from here. And let's see. So it's 427 megabytes, and that actually took a long time. Was it 14 hours? It's a while. Like this thing can't download a lot at a time. It's just not possible. So we're going to try out these. So the one that I have in my Flipper right now is this 1 megabyte. You can see that. Hey, I guess, all right, since I have it pulled up, we will do that one first. And then we will go and send a basic GET request to here, and then we are out of here. Okay, so since I already have this pulled up, we will use this URL still. Have it on download, all this is fine. Now we need to go into the file, okay? And now we're going to change the file name. So with the read file, it will read the file if there's a file there. So it's in bytes, so obviously it looks kind of weird. Set the file type. You can change the file extension. Now we are downloading a .dat, so we need to put this as a .dat. And then you can change the file name. Now we're not doing 100 megabytes, and just for the video we'll put like YouTube 1 megabyte. Okay, now I meant to put the underspace 1 M. Sure, it could be lowercase, doesn't really matter. 1 MB, and this will go and save it. Oh, and I think it's taking a little bit because I should have deleted the file that was already there, but it's okay. Now we'll go and just click delete file, and it will delete the file. And if we go to read file, the file is empty because there's no file there. Okay, so we're all set. Again, file's empty. There's no file there. We can go and check this if we need be, but the file is gone, I promise you. And then all we have to do is go and hit run, and it will start downloading the file. Again, the ESP cam is extremely bright in my face, so I have it turned to the side right now. And just like with the dev board download firmware, it should take just about 2 minutes or so. Now I have tested this with different boards. Now they're all about the same because it's really just about the chunk speed. So use whatever board you like, you'll get just about the same results, even if you're on a Pico or an ESP32 cam or an ESP32C6 or an S3. I think in the future, if the content length is available, we may be able to show how much of the file has been downloaded, so then we're not just waiting until it gets done. We should be almost done though. Okay, there we go. It's done. It took a little bit longer than expected, but that is okay. Now we will go and check the file to make sure it's there before we end this. So go to data, yeah, and then go to web crawler, and then we can click on it and see the file size. We click info. There we go, 1024 kilobytes. Perfect. And now let's go back to the web crawler, and instead of downloading, we will just do a simple git request. Back to web crawler, back to settings. Now we're going to need to change some things because actually let's read the file. There's the file. Let's delete it before we change anything. Okay, and now we will go and change this to just say HTTP. Isn't it bin? http.bin.org. Yeah, we'll still put a underscore. And then we will just put this as, I think it returns JSON, but let's just use text. Okay, and obviously there's nothing there. And now we need to go and change this. Let's do a simple GET request. Now we need to change the URL. And while I'm backspacing, it's HTTPS // okay. Oh, my bad. Sorry, I'm doing the most. Okay, here we go. HTTP. Then .org. .org. Oh, /get. /GET. Oh, not GEG. Fail. GET. And there we go, normal get. Yeah, everything else is fine. And the great thing about this URL is it will return every single thing that we are sending. So we'll go ahead back and go ahead run. And there we go. It was saved successfully. And if we go into the settings, we can view the file directly here. So we see our user agent, the host, and every single thing that we sent over. And of course, we can go and we can view this by going back to the browser, or you can unplug your Flipper. But to keep it simple, apps data. Oh, clicking too much stuff. My bad. Go up. Okay, I'm really clicking too much stuff. Oh, I know why. Because you're supposed to go down to apps data and then go up to web crawler. There we go. And there's the text, and we can go to show, and just like we saw. Okay, there we go. I'm JBlanked. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a subscribe and a like on this video if you enjoyed it.